Okay, we're good.
Okay. If everyone else can mute your lines, please make sure your line is muted. We want to make sure we don't have any background noise, keep the integrity of this meeting. And I have the distinct pleasure to introduce a gentleman who I've had an opportunity to get to know very well over the last few years. He's a consummate businessman, family man as well. And I'm going to let him give you his background and his story. But the main thing that intrigued me about Mr. Stewart is the multiple businesses that he operates and the systems that he has in place to allow them to kind of operate almost, outside of him. So very successful on several platforms. And we are here tonight for you all to get a clarity on something that's been a tremendous blessing for me. I've actually owned two Amazon stores through Mr. Bishop, and they have been absolutely mind-blowing. There was a very quick ROI on it as well. I was shocked. I got mine around this time, September, October of last year, and then a few months after I acquired another one, going phenomenally well. So without further ado, guys, I want to introduce to you Mr. Bishop Stewart. Mr. Stewart, this is the team.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Thank you. Okay, well, I definitely appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to be here with us today. I promise over the next 20, 30 minutes here, it'll definitely be worth your while. And, just throwing it back to Derek, Mr. Brown there, just definitely have been honored to work with him in different business ventures. And I can tell you guys, he's definitely a tremendous leader and entrepreneur in his own right. And so I'm just really honored to be here with all of you guys. I know he only brings us quality people, so definitely appreciate that. So, a little bit about myself. I've been an entrepreneur pretty much most of my life. I became an entrepreneur very, very early. One day I just realized, in a job interview, actually, I heard, just something in my spirit say, why are you going to let another man dictate your worth? And I left that job interview and I became an entrepreneur and been an entrepreneur pretty much ever since. And so what we're going to talk about today is just one of the business models that I've put in place. And I'm going to share with you how this all came about, this whole journey, how long I've been doing this particular strategy and model. And then we're going to share with you guys a very unique way that you can actually get into the e-commerce space and tap into it very, very powerfully, literally from the comfort of your home. So let me go ahead and do a screen share here. Give me one moment. And let me get the screen share going. Okay, so let me know when you can see the screen, Derek.
Sure will. I can see you right now. While you're doing that, definitely want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Zachary Wise, who is organized and is spearheading the project of the individuals we have online at this time. So
okay,
you'll probably have some pertinent questions when we're done.
Perfect. And before I actually get started, I did see someone else just come. Derek, if you don't mind, I'm going to make you co-host. So that way, when people come into the waiting room, because we have some more that just came in, you can add them. So that way I don't get distracted while I'm talking.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah. So if you can add, I think it's Gary or someone in there.
I see it. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Okay, perfect. So let me go ahead and do this screen share. So again, you guys, what we're going to talk about here today is a very, very powerful business model that I came across many, many years ago. And so it's for people, that either just want to invest in something and kind of make that passive income, or people that want to make anywhere from $1,500, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 plus a month, with literally, again, from the comfort of your home without having the crazy overhead and all these different elements that can really wear you down as a business owner and entrepreneur. And this is also something that you could do without having to go through the learning curve, right? When I became someone that's been involved in the e-commerce space, there's a tremendous learning curve there. So if you want to kind of skip the learning curve but still benefit massively, this is absolutely for you. So a little bit of my story. I was building traditional businesses, which I still do, but I had two of the largest call centers here in Southern California, had a very large company. We were doing extremely well in terms of revenue and sales. And the problem was, like most business owners, I started the business so I could have freedom, but I actually realized very quickly I had less freedom. I was working. I was in the office every morning at 4 a.m., the last one to leave, tons of employees, which can also be tons of headache. So we were making a lot of money, millions in sales, but I wasn't enjoying life, right? More money than I knew what to do with at my age, but I had no life. And so a friend of mine one day said, Bishop, you can sell products all around the world that you never have to see and you never have to touch. That's what really got my attention. And I said, what are you talking about? Don't I have to have inventory ahead of time? Don't I have to have a warehouse and tons of employees? Because at that time, I was not an internet entrepreneur. And so when I understood the concept, I can tell you guys, I dove in immediately, not necessarily because of the money. I was already good on that end. It was because of the freedom and the leveraging that this industry provided in this strategy. So what is drop shipping? Basically with drop shipping, you search for the products that you want to sell. It's called sourcing. So you're going to source and try to find red hot selling items. And you work with your supplier. Again, it's called sourcing. And then you list your product on your website. In this case, we're talking about Amazon. Okay, so in the beginning, I was doing a lot of stuff on Amazon, on eBay, so on and so forth, as you're going to see here in a moment. And then the customer buys it from your store. You pay the supplier at a lower rate. I think someone else is in there, Derek. And then the source or the supplier ships it directly to your client. Okay, they're going to ship it directly to your client. So let me give you an example of what I mean. So let's just say that I have this microphone listed on my Amazon store, and I'm getting it. I have it on my Amazon store for $100, but I'm getting this microphone from Derek's online store for $50. And then let's say that Zach comes along. He goes on Amazon. He's looking for a microphone. He sees this microphone. He purchases it from us for $100. I go then to Zach's store, pay $50, and he ships it directly to Derek. I never see the product. I never touch the product, but I keep the $50 difference, right? I'm the middleman. And that's exactly what we are doing here. Now, I do every strategy when it comes to e-commerce. We've done FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, Shopify. We have Shopify strategies and other traditional e-commerce strategies. But here's the thing. If you're doing, let's say Shopify, or let's say that Zach has this microphone on his website, what does Zach have to do to make sales? Zach's going to have to spend a lot of money in advertising to drive traffic and get eyeballs on his website so that people know about the microphone and then purchase, right? So he's going to spend a lot of money ahead of time in hopes to make a sell. The powerful thing about what we are doing here with drop shipping is we've kind of changed the game in that aspect. So what I realized with Amazon is that it's free traffic, okay? And free traffic equals free money in today's new economy, as I like to say. And so why do we call it free traffic? Well, if you look on Amazon, we are basically leveraging the power of their brand, right? They have $1 billion brand. Amazon already has hundreds of millions, almost 1 billion people go to Amazon, right? So that's already traffic. And here's the best part. The most important thing, if you're a marketer or an entrepreneur, you understand not all traffic is equal. The most important aspect of this is that the traffic on Amazon are buyers, okay? They all have credit card on hand. And when people go to Amazon, they're already looking to purchase something. So we're leveraging their $1 billion marketing, their branding, so on and so forth. I don't have to drive traffic and spend that money. So when I realized this, I said, you know what? All I have to do is figure out, how do I get my products to the top of the listings? How do I figure out the marketing strategy, the algorithms? And if I can do that, then I can make a lot of money. I'll let Mario in a little bit, Derek, so you don't need to let him in yet. He just let me know that he's going to be coming. Okay, so how do we, in a nutshell, how do we make that happen, right? So that's a very, very important thing that we have to figure out, right? How do we do that and make that happen? So when we look at this from a drop shipping standpoint, what I started doing was diving in. I started making really good money with this. I started traveling around the world, teaching people entrepreneurship. I opened up multiple eBay, multiple Amazon stores. And then I started traveling and being asked to go speak about dropshipping and other business models. This is out in Cyprus, Greece. This is the Mediterranean Sea right here. This is actually Achilles' home. If you guys ever saw the movie Troy with Brad Pitt, the character he plays is a real person, Achilles. This is his home. The Colosseum is right in front of us. And the reason I was there is because every year there's these events called the Laptop Millionaire Retreats all around the world. And it's for people that want to learn how to really scale and grow businesses. And people fly in from all over the world. They spend like $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 to come. And the only people they ask to present are people that have made millions of dollars from their laptop. And so I've been privileged to go and speak at many of these events and be one of the main teachers out here. I've also been featured in some best-selling New York Times books about some of my strategies. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is not to impress you, but to impress upon you that we've been doing this for some time. So this is back in 2014. You can see some sales here. You can see Team Bishop, more sales back here in 2014, another account there. These are more sales from 2013. The reason I'm sharing this with you, I don't want you to pay attention to the sales yet. We're going to log in live into some stores in a minute. But the reason I want you to see this is because I want you to see the dates. Okay, this is back in 2013. That's really important because I want you to realize this isn't something that I just started doing a few months ago and now we're trying to sell something. Okay, this is something that we've been doing for quite some time. So we're very, very skilled at this now. So again, I've taught a lot of people how to do this as well, but let's talk a little bit about some strategy. Now I'm just forwarding some of this because some of this is training. I'm not training you guys today. I just want to get to the meat and potatoes. But one of the first things you got to figure out is how to get your red hot selling items. So we have a very unique strategy we call the spider method, which we use to sell and find red hot selling items that we've kind of mastered now, and we know what to list on our stores. I sell a lot of bicycles. So you can see here, this is one of the bicycles that we sell, $258.90. And you can see here, 372 of these sold of this particular bicycle. And again, some of this is training. Faucets, right? $159 here. Green means the item was sold. 85 of these faucets sold. Again, you can see that it is my store. These are not just screenshots, okay? We're gonna log in live in just a minute. But here's one of the things that I wanna share with you guys. When you go to Amazon, do you, and someone can unmute themselves and answer this question. When you go to Amazon to purchase something, do you look at, 15, 10, 20 different people selling that item? Or do you just look at 3 or 4 people selling that item and then click add to cart and buy now? If any of you want to unmute.
About 3 to 4.
Go ahead.
About 3 to 4.
Exactly. It's about 3 to 4. So one of the things with Amazon that we realize too is you don't have to be the lowest price, okay? Because people don't shop around on Amazon. One mistake a lot of people make is they try to be the lowest price on Amazon. And Derek, you don't have to let that person in. That's Mario trying to get in. I'm gonna let him in.
I'm sorry, I'm hitting it so quick. Okay.
Okay. So you don't have to do that. Okay. Very, very important that you guys understand that. Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure and see if that was. So you guys can see that we sell a wide range of different things. Now, when you look at, let me ask you guys a question for all of you on. How many of you would be happy to sell an item and make a $5 profit? Does that excite anyone on right now? Would you be excited to make a $5 net profit? Okay, Channing, I think it's Channing raised his hand. So yes, right? So some people would be excited about that. For some people, they're like, okay, that's not enough, right? And that's when he said, okay, I'm gonna be quiet and go to my office now and not say anything else, because if you do the math, right, that's quite a bit of money on these pots and pans right here, almost $18,000 very quickly. And so we also realize what not to sell, which is just as important. And again, 372 of these bicycles sold. So how many of you guys would love to sell an item that's $5 and sell over 3,000 of them, right? And your net profit is only $5. So it's really about how do you get these multiple sales, right? So and again, I'm just going to forward some of this because some of this is training. I'm not training you guys on anything right now. Now, another thing about Amazon, again, you don't have to be the lowest price, but another mistake people make with e-commerce is they feel that they only look for products that they would purchase, right? Which is a big mistake because it's not about you. It's about understanding algorithms. It's about understanding how to do the research and find a red hot selling item. For example, one of our red hot selling items before was a lamp made out of antlers. Okay, now I personally, Bishop Stewart, would never buy a lamp made out of antlers, right? But it's sold like crazy years ago, and I couldn't understand it, but that's what happens, right? And so here's what I'm going to show you guys. Now, I started thinking, okay, if I can get $5 to $35 per item sold, which is kind of average when you first start doing e-commerce, I said, there has to be a way to scale this to where I'm making $100, $200, $300 per item. So I'm going to show you guys now how we actually started scaling our profit margins in a big way. So we started sourcing from other places like Costco. And I'm going to give you guys a real live example here of exactly how we did this and really increased our sales. So patio furniture, love selling patio furniture. Again, you can see my name here. This is my store. So this was a 5-piece patio bar dining set. You see the picture, pay attention to the picture. I listed this for $1,099. Okay. Now I'm going to show you exactly where I got this from. So I saw this on Sears, Kmart, patio furniture set, Price Viewer, and a couple of other platforms. And I chose Sears. You can see exact same picture, right? It's the same exact item. So I got this from Sears for $629.99. So if we do the math, got it from Sears for $629, sold it for $1,099, minus all the fees, the net profit is $305.01. Okay, $305.01. Very, very, very powerful. Now, in addition to that, if we look here, now let me ask you guys, how many of you would love to make $305 in an item every time you sell it? And more importantly, you never see the product, you never touch the product, right? You could do this from all over the world. I have never seen a single product. I don't touch the products, I don't see the products for this particular strategy. Now, FBA is different, right? We have a warehouse, we have some products and different stuff like that for that strategy, but for drop shipping, we don't even see them, right? It's a very, very powerful thing. Now, sometimes you're going to get people making offers. Like this was an offer email that we got where they offered $800 on this particular 7-piece set. We got them to about $1,200 something and still made a really, really, really good profit on this. We also figured out how to make sales from some cashback strategies that we implement as well. So here's what's happened, you guys. And we'll be done here in about another 10 minutes. So here's what's happened. I started getting these kind of emails almost on a daily basis. I would get emails, people messaging me on social media, etc., asking me if I can teach them drop shipping. I also put together courses teaching people drop shipping. Okay, but my favorite was I was working with a lot of people one-on-one. So people would hire me as a private coach. And I got one friend of mine, she got to about 40,000 per month fairly quickly. So here it says drop shipping, another drop shipping. And so as I was teaching people and we had courses out there, I started realizing something, that a lot of people don't have the time, the money, the patience, or the energy and focus to really learn and master drop shipping and e-commerce, right? Because it is a learning curve. I know you guys have seen YouTube videos about it probably and other courses out there that make it look easy, but there is definitely a learning curve. And that's why I start this presentation showing you guys the whole history. So you realize how long I've been actually in the e-commerce space. It's been a very, very long time. So that's why I start the presentations that way. So you can see that this isn't just an overnight thing, right? So there's a learning curve. And so what we've done is I would have a lot of people contact me and say, Bishop, you already have a system in place. Why don't I just give you some money? You manage the stores, run the stores for me, because I don't have the time. You already have the systems. You take a percentage, I take a percentage. And for many years, I didn't do it. I was like, no, because I'm an entrepreneur. I believe everyone should really be aggressive and go out there and build their businesses, right? And then finally I said, well, you know what? That's kind of selfish of me because I actually have a system in place that can really change and help a lot of people right now. And so what we've put together is our unique dropshipping service and business model that is completely done for you. Okay. Now, what I mean by done for you is we manage and grow your dropshipping business for you. Once you go through the onboarding process of setting up your Amazon Seller Central seller's account and a couple of other profiles like on HomeDepot.com, Bed Bath and Beyond.com, we show you guys how to do all of that. Once you do all of that, it's completely hands off for you. We do everything. We handle product sourcing. So we find the red hot selling items to list on your stores. We do all the fulfillment and shipping, customer support, pricing strategies, because we have very unique pricing strategies and listing strategies. We manage, we manage your Amazon store health, which is their algorithm. Okay, so that way we can get you Buy Box qualified, which you'll hear about here in just a moment. And we also scale your store and handle all the returns, if there are any, all the customer support, deal with the suppliers, and pretty much all aspects of store management. Okay, so it's completely hands off for you. So one thing I'm going to show you here in just a moment, Mario's going to jump on, one of my business partners. We're going to log in to some stores here, but I want to share with you one story here that's really good. A friend of mine, well, he's a good friend now. He has always wanted to really master and make money with e-commerce. He's been trying for many years to do e-commerce. And in fact, he spent a lot of money with other people trying to learn e-commerce, and even some people who pretended to offer done for you. So he got involved, and he just sent this to me on August. This was a text message that he sent on August 10th. And I remember when he first started, and I kept telling him, I was like, just trust the process, relax. I was like, we've been doing this a long time. In the beginning, we manage your growth. So we don't go crazy for the first 90 days, right? We manage the growth. He sent this to me on August 10th. He goes, and it was his birthday that day. He goes, I got blessed for my birthday with the best sales day we've ever had to date. And in the morning, I think it was around 10 o'clock in the morning, he was already close to $3,000 for the day. And for the month, in just the first 10 days of August, we already had him at $44,860. So you guys can see how powerful this is. Okay, and then he went on to do well over $100,000 that month. Okay, so but I want to show you guys one thing before we go into some of the live accounts. I want to show you kind of what really makes all of this happen. Okay, because this part is really important. People often ask, well, how is it that you can run all these stores and manage and scale these stores? Okay, and this is really right here the secret sauce of what makes all of this work, and what makes our processing or processes unique and actually work and get the results. So one of the companies I own is this outsourcing company here, just waiting for it to come up. Okay, so with this outsourcing company, people all around the world and companies hire our outsourcers from everything from programming, development, copywriting, administrative support. I mean, you name it, customer service, call center support, whatever it is that they need. Coding, if they're building out software and stuff like that, we have it all. And so people will hire our outsourcers, but there's two parts to this. So I also own another company where I have schools across Southeast Asia, and people will go to our schools and learn different skill sets, whether it's data entry, graphic design, coding, whatever. And then when they graduate, then I will move them into our outsourcing company. So this is one of my right hands, Blessies, who's out in Japan, enjoying herself right now. But what happens is these people all over Southeast Asia will go to our school, my schools, and they graduate. The reason I'm sharing this with you is not to, show a different business model of mine, but to share with you every single store that our clients have. So if you get a store, you will have dedicated staff members that are running your store. So while you're asleep here in the US, someone is running and managing your store. Okay. Now, some of the people that go through our schools decide to go through our unique e-commerce. training and strategies, okay? And we're constantly training them and updating them and keeping them abreast of all the new changes and strategies and algorithms, etc. So this is the reason we can actually scale and grow these stores, okay, is because I own this other businesses, okay? So that's the reason we can do this very, very successfully. And like Derek was saying, I'm really good at putting in systems in businesses, so everything keeps growing with me not working as much, right? So now, again, you're gonna get all of this. This is a $25,000 one-time payment, okay? And you can have this going for years. You do not have to repay every year. It's a one-time $25,000 payment, okay? Now, the other things that come into place is this. People will ask, okay, what is your incentive for growing and managing the store long-term if you already got paid $25,000? And this is what the incentive is. Once your store is at $30,000 or above in sales within that month, we earn 20% of the net profits, okay, of the net profits. Now, stores, are going to average anywhere between 10, 15, and 20%, okay? On average, sometimes more, but on average in e-commerce and drop shipping, that's going to be your net, okay? So we would get 20% of the net. Now, the other thing is the staff. Now, we waive the staff fee because, of course, staff has to be paid just like any other business. We waive that for the first 2 months, okay? And then this kicks in and you would be paying for the store staff, okay? So those are the things that you are responsible for. Besides that, your store is 100% yours. Everything is in your name. Nothing is in our name. It's your business, your store. You give us managerial access. But here's what's really cool. Amazon pays you every 2 weeks. The money goes directly into your bank account, okay? Every 2 weeks, which is extremely powerful. So I have friends of mine that have opened up franchises and spend, $500,000 to $1 million plus to open up a franchise, and they don't even expect to break even for 3 to 4 to 5 years. Right here, like Derek was sharing with you, he broke even very quickly. And now I'll bring Derek on so he can share his story with you guys. But now he's making really, really good money with our stores. So it's just a smarter investment, in my opinion. But now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the revenue being generated. We're going to show you some stores, talk about how Amazon pays you every 2 weeks, talk about the buy box, the float money, and also the onboarding process. Okay, before we do that, I'm going to finish off with this. I run and manage all my businesses with Basecamp and Monday. These are project management tools. And in regards to reports, these are the type of reports that I get from the staff. And you'll be able to see the dates again so you can see how long we've been doing it, because it's very important you understand that. So I see every product that they list, right? I get a list of all of that. I get the tracking numbers for every single product. So I know everything that's going on in my stores. I even get these right here, the listing link, the title of the listing, the competitor's title, the supplier's link, and then all of the fees, because Amazon gets 15% of every single sale on Amazon. That's why Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. He gets 15% of everything that happens on Amazon, okay? No matter how big, no matter how small, he gets 15%. So I get all of this, right? And I see all the different fees, and I get all the way down to my net income. I make sure that the staff is doing our pricing strategies consistently. And this is just a screenshot of how the Basecamp looks. Blessy, please respond to this potential buyer so he can purchase. At the end of your response, right, I look forward to sending you your order. Done sending a reply to the buyer. And this is Michelle. She lives out here, one of my right hands. The below item has sold and needs to be paid for and shipped. Hi, Michelle, done ordering the item in Amazon. I also contacted the buyer about the estimated delivery date. Okay, so the reason I share that is that it's a system, okay? Very, very important that you guys realize it's a system, because it's systems that make businesses work and businesses thrive, okay? Okay, Mario, before we get started on those, Derek is just gonna give his testimony really quick, and then we'll go ahead and finish it up.
All right. Is that my brother from another mother, Mario? How you doing, man?
How's it going, man?
Doing great. Doing great. Good to see you, as always.
Here, bro.
Yes, yes. Well, everyone, I'll make my testimony short and sweet. As I said, I plugged in a little bit after this time last year. I believe it was October, November of last year. And I was a little skeptical, when they sent me the information. It also included the email actually had something on Amazon University in it. So I told the family, listen, I'm going to lock down. I've got to study all this information. I'm thinking I have to go to class. I'm getting ready to go to college to learn this stuff. So I got to the third module and I had a question and I called Mr. Mario Avina. He'll remember this. And I literally heard him almost drop his phone. He was laughing so hard. He was like, Mr. Brown, you don't have to do any of that. You've got a hands-off store. You literally.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
I remember now. Yeah. You're
I was going
videos. I'm like, you don't have to.
Yeah, I was going to school, guys. I'm like, what do I do? He's like, you don't have to do nothing, man. All you got to do is set it up and get paid. So it's been absolutely phenomenal, guys. I broke even a little bit after Christmas, and that was mind-blowing. And maybe a few weeks after that, I got a second store, and it's been going phenomenally well. Per store, between 20 and 30,000 a month. As he mentioned, they scale them. So I'm excited about getting to 100,000 and beyond. And it's been unbelievable because I'm not carrying any boxes. I'm not doing any drop shipping. All I do is pay the employees. That even happens automatically. And here's the thing. I realized I couldn't even be short-minded with paying the employees, because you're going to be making thousands of dollars a pay period. You get paid every 2 weeks directly from Amazon. I'll close with this. I was sharing with somebody earlier today how I forget sometimes that I have the business, and then I'll see $17,000 on my bank statement, and it'll have an AMZN next to it. I'm like, oh, that's right, I got an Amazon store. So it's completely mind-blowing. So back over to you, Bishop Stewart. I'm going to have to dip out. You guys can contact me if you have anything in addition. Thank you so much, Mr. Stewart and Mr. Avina, for taking care of the folks and giving them this awesome information.
Awesome. Definitely appreciate you, Derek. And that is a funny story, man. So you don't have to do what Derek did. Okay, that's the moral of the story today. You don't have to do what Derek did in terms of going through the classes and different things like that. Okay, so what I want to happen now is I'm going to go ahead and let Mario show you guys some of the stores. So we're going to actually log in live to some of the stores, and then we'll explain some things like the float and the buy box to you guys.
So this is one of our stores here. I believe this is someone who Derek referred as well. I'm not sure. But as you guys can see today, today's sales, he made, we have $27.85 in today's sales. In the last 30 days, as you guys can see here, $54,000 in sales. And I believe with this client's store, we're doing about 15% net, around 15%. So let me show you another store. See what's one that's been with us a little while already. So this is one that's been with us a little bit over maybe about a year and a half, something like that. This one right here. Today in sales, $22.92. In the last 30 days, $106,000 in sales. And I know that he's working with about 13-14% net. So in the last 30 days, this guy did not have to lift Ryan, bro. He didn't have to lift a finger. And he took home, I saw the sheet earlier, like 13.8 without lifting a finger.
Yeah, I was. He actually called me earlier because he had someone that he referred this to, and he was just telling his friend. He's like, I just can't believe this. He's like, my mind is just blown at what's been happening with this.
Yeah, he texted me the other day. He's like, bro, we broke 100K. I'm like, every day too, baby. All right, here's another one of our stores right here. Has been with us a little bit over maybe 7-8 months, something like that. Today, $2,300 in sales. The past 30 days, 51. I'll show you guys another one. And then
can you explain that where it says balance, like so they know that those are their deposits coming?
Yes. Okay. So here's another store, as you guys can see here. Today, 2,300 in sales. The last 30 days, 82,200 in sales. So the balance is what Amazon owes the client. So if this was your store, this balance will be going to you. People are confused sometimes. They tell me, hey, here's my information, set up my store. And that's not the way it works. This is your store. We help you set it up on your end, your bank account information, your card, your entity. Everything belongs to you. You just give us access to admin access to run your account. That's it. Everything else is under your name, your bank account, everything. So this payment is what's owed to this client. Amazon still owes them $43,000. The previous payment before this, they sent them $18,000. The previous payment before that, they sent them $19,000. So as you can see, the store is growing gradually.
Baby. Yeah, and yeah, and if you can kind of also show, I don't know if you want to show a couple more stores or not, but also a lot of people, and I'm sure some of you guys are wondering what type of products and stuff. So we'll also show you all the wide range of products on the store.
Yeah, so this one, we have a mailbox, a rock.
A rock.
I mean, it says folks, rock.
Yeah, no, it's just funny.
A rock, yeah, it's crazy, right? And
look, it's selling. Look at it. It's
rock,
there.
Rock, something for the garden. What do you call these things? To pour water, plants, rocks, storage box. Hose. So this, I guess they're focusing on the niche of the yard. But every store has different products. More storage boxes.
Yeah, that's one thing. So your staff is dedicated to just your store. We don't have staff members that are running multiple stores. Your staff are dedicated to your stores. Every store is different. We don't take one product and list it across all of our stores. So each store is unique in and of itself.
Right. So as you can see, there's a variety of stores. Like Bishop just mentioned, every store is going to have their own individual products because you have your own individual staff, and we have managers, including myself, that are keeping an eye over everything so that Bishop's store doesn't have the products that my store has, and if my store, this is just an example, was to add this rock from Bishop's store, our managers are able to see if someone added this, whoever added this product first, and we tell the other person, hey, take it off, you can't compete with our own stores. So we keep an eye on all of this. As you can see right here, this is the actual rock that we're selling on this store. And this is the buy box. This is what all Amazon sellers want to participate in as quick as possible. When you're a consumer, you know this as the add it to my cart, charge it to my card, and ship it to my house. That's what you know this as. Just add it to my cart, ship it, charge my card, ship it to my house. As a seller, this is known as the buy box. This is a reward from Amazon for because you take care of their customers. The first way you qualify is 90 days after your first sale. That's when you start the clock to start participating in it. After the 90 days, then you are eligible to participate in it. You have to remain eligible to participate in it by taking care of Amazon's customers. Amazon is 100% customer service. Returns, questions, messages, shipping, no late shipments, no cancellations. As long as you're keeping an eye on all your customer service, Amazon will reward you with the buy box. Now, there could be 10 sellers on a product, there could be 20 sellers, there could be 3 sellers, there could be 5 sellers on a product. Everyone who gets to participate and who's buy box eligible will rotate in the buy box. And that's how you get rewarded. So for the moment that we are on this buy box, as you can see, we're on the buy box right now. This is our store name. And as you guys can see up here, this is the store name, same name. We are in the buy box right now. So anyone who comes in and buys this product right now and hits add to cart, the sale goes through. Whoa. So whenever the beauty, that's what I was trying to get to is We want to get your buy box qualified as early as possible so you can get to participate in the pool of sales that Amazon will reward you with just for taking care of their customers.
Yep. And can you show a couple of other items from another store?
Yeah, so let me log into another store.
I just want you guys to see the wide range of different kind of products because we get that question quite a bit.
Another one. Yeah, here we go. So today's sales on this store is $6,000. They're only owed $12,000. This store is hasn't been, it probably been with us around 6 months as well, something like that. And then we're gonna look at the products on this store, and we have.
And you guys can, if you can emphasize that, if you guys look right there, that was just 37 minutes ago. So since we've been on, someone bought that item since all of us have been on.
Oh yeah, right here. Look, 9/2/37, 6:13 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, and we have pending orders. I like when pending orders drop when we're on the Zooms. So here we have a crossbow, like a speed bag for a crossbow. I've never even heard of that. A punching bag, a dry erase board. I mean, you can't even see the board. It erased itself. A lawnmower, a generator, I don't know, this a trash can. What the hell is this? Electric bucket ice cream. Okay, we sell electric bucket ice creams. A stove. I mean,
yeah, and that's why I wanted them to see that, because I was sharing them a story that, you know, when I first started doing drop shipping, that was a mistake a lot of people make, is they try to only pick products that they would buy. It's really not about
I've never
that.
even heard of that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Just a little side note on when I first initially started, a little bit like over 3 years ago, we added an axe to my store, and you know, I was laughing with my wife. I'm like, an axe, whatever. Year later, we sold $300,000 worth of that axe.
Wow.
An axe. I don't even own an axe. $300,000 worth of an axe. It's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, these are some of the stores, and then I want to show you guys something. I'm gonna go inside one of the orders that's already been placed. Okay, these haven't been placed yet. Like, since this one has been placed. Yeah. So float money. Once we take over your store, we need float money to be able to purchase product. So example, today we sold this product for $129. We need to go purchase this product from our supplier. As you can see here, we paid $86 for this product. We need the float money, the $86, to go purchase the product while Amazon pays you your $129 that you sold it for. So float money, people ask me, how much money do we need? I'll let Bishop talk a little bit on that, a little bit, you know.
Yeah. So with the float, it's important to understand that that's not money you're giving to us, right? So we don't take any money for the float. That's just what you have attached to your account and your profiles. Okay, it's basically your billing information. So again, Amazon pays you every 2 weeks. So if you started your store today, which is, what is today, Wednesday? And let's say you made a sale on Saturday, Amazon's paying you every 2 weeks. The customer or the client isn't going to wait for 2 weeks, right, to get their item. They need to get their item as quickly as possible. So we need to be able to go in, purchase that item, and ship it to the customer. But remember, it's not money that you're spending or risking, because Amazon is already sending it to you plus your profit. Okay, it's just that they do it every 2 weeks. Okay, so you got to have a little wiggle room there for us to be able to scale and grow your store, just like any other business. Now, people ask, you know, how much for the float should I have? I always tell people you want to have anywhere. I mean, we can't tell you exactly what to have, right? But if you have anywhere between 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 for the float, the more float you have, of course, the more we can scale and stuff. But you definitely want to start, you know, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, get started with your float. Again, the more, the better. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that all that's being used at one time. Okay. It's as products are bought, you just got to have some money for us to purchase those items. Now, here's what's really important. Speaking of the float. Now, because people always want us to scale their stores. Remember, the first 90 days, we purposely manage the growth. We don't go crazy for the first 90 days, okay? You'll get sales and stuff, yes, but we don't try to make $100,000 in the first 90 days, okay? The reason is Amazon is no different than any other merchant. They will flag your account. because you haven't proven yourself yet. They want to build that relationship just like any other merchant. So they want to see that you're shipping products on time, you're answering customers' inquiries, and you got good reviews and all this kind of stuff. Is called store health. So we have to manage with that algorithm. So we purposely don't do that, okay, for the 90 days. Our focus for the first 90 days is to get you buy box qualified, okay? Now, that's the main goal, because once you're buy box qualified, your sales increase exponentially. So that takes us 90 days from the day of your first sale to get you buy box qualified. Now, with the float, when you guys are making all this money from Amazon, I want you to have your business minds on, meaning don't go just take it all and go, pay all your bills, buy a new Lamborghini and all this kind of stuff, and then you have no more money left. Treat this like a business, because you want to keep leaving in more and more money so that we can keep growing and scaling your store, because a store that has $100,000 a month in sales is going to need a whole lot more money in float than a store that's only getting $3,000 or $5,000 in sales. So you want us to make more and more sales, but that also means you got to have more and more float, because we're making a lot of sales for you. So just treat it like a business and grow it like a business. Keep putting, pay your bills, take some money, that's fine, but keep leaving in more and more so you can keep growing your store bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, if that makes sense. Good. Oh, I'm good, Mario. I'm sorry. I'll turn it back over to you.
I mean, that's pretty much it from what I showed you guys. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, any kind of questions, that's what we have. Now, what's really powerful is for all of you that are getting your store started now, what's powerful is by this time next year, because remember, the longer your store is open, the more we can do in sales, because Amazon trusts us more. So I want you to just imagine where your store could be this time next year, and you're going into fourth quarter. 71% of all online sales start on Amazon. Okay, and every year, online sales outdo offline sales during the holidays. More people order their products online than they do going and getting dressed in to go to the mall. Now, we have stores that can do $20,000 in a day during the holiday season.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, big time. Now, here's one thing I want you to remember is that with the holiday season, things can go very big, very fast, right? But again, the more your stores age, so this holiday season, you'll catch a little bit of it, but it's mainly setting you up for next year, holiday season, right? Because the people that started like Derek, he started already this time last year. So this year, he's going to really be able to enjoy the holidays. He got a little bit last year, but nothing like he's going to be able to do right now. So I just want you guys to remember that you want to get started now as quickly as possible so we can get you buy box qualified, and you can really, really hit 2021 just cranking. Okay, so we want you to have a long-term mentality with this. This is not a get-rich quick, you're going to start this tomorrow and make $100,000 next week. Okay, This is a real business. We manage it, we grow it, we scale it. It's a real asset, real customers, checks and balances. And the reason I stress that is we've had people, and I know people personally who built up stores and then they sell them. You can sell a store 5X, 10X very easily, like you can do any other business. It's a real asset that you're building here. And it's a long-term business, because think about it. Out of all the wealthy people in the world, it's not oil sheiks. It's not people in energy and health and insurance. It's the person who started Amazon, e-commerce, that is the richest man in the entire world. And they predict already that he's going to be the first trillionaire in the world, and it's from e-commerce. So for all of you people that love investing, I know some of you are coming from investment groups and stuff. I just can't think of anything better for long term where you don't have to do any work. For me personally, if I was making $2,000, $5,000 a month that I didn't have to work for, I'm a happy man. You know what I mean? So even $2,000 a month for me is happy. But as you guys can see, we just showed you some amazing results.
I do want to add, I'm glad you mentioned that, because yeah, everything you said is true, and that's the main focus. But also, it reminds people that we have a few people that within a week they're like, "Hey, how come I don't have any sales? What's going on? Where are we at?" It's just long term is the key, and just see it as a long term business. And
yeah, so when you look at Derek and you look at my friend Ryan, whose store just did over $100,000, he was the same way. I told him over and over again, trust the process. right? We've been doing this a long time. We're e-commerce people. Trust the process. And now he's so excited about his mind. He's like, Bishop, thank you for constantly telling me to trust the process, because now his store is doing over $100,000 in a month. So just trust the process, you guys. That's all I can say. Trust the process. You'll be in communication with us. We know what we're doing, and things will be good. Now, some of you might ask, okay, what's a scenario of something that could happen? One thing that can happen is that at some point your store could get flagged or temporarily suspended. That does happen. Amazon does do that. Okay, I'm going to let you know. Every store at some point is going to go through that. We had a store here recently that was doing over $100,000 a month that happened to, and we got it reinstated. The reason I'm saying this is if something like that happens, do not panic. The good thing about being with us is that we know how to navigate those waters and get the stores reinstated and all that different kind of stuff. Okay, so that is one thing that can happen. We're just being transparent. If you talk to anyone who's a real e-commerce person, they will tell you that can happen. But the good thing is we know how to deal with all that stuff. So that's what we have, you guys. Do you guys have any questions for us on our end at all? And also, Mario, let's just give a congratulations to Zach, because Zach is the one who brought all these people on. So Zach, is there anything else you want us to cover for your people, or are there any questions?
I would just say, what would be the next step to get started? Would we do something with you today, or we contact Derek?
So what you're going to do is you guys need to contact Mr. Jeff Bezos. I was joking. No, so what you would do is, get in touch with Derek, and he will send us over your information. I would need your phone number, your email. Do we need a preferred Gmail, Mario, for the Google Doc?
Yeah, for anyone that's going to get started, we need you to create a Gmail for the store, because we need to have full access to the email.
Yeah. So create a new Gmail account, not one that you use now currently for all your stuff, just one that we can have just for the store. So create a Gmail account. Send me your number, your name, your full name, and your Gmail account, and I will send you guys all of the information to make the payment and the paperwork, the contract, all that different kind of stuff I will send to you guys. And then what happens is after you make the payment, then we will send you out a Google Doc, and Mario will contact you as well, and then we'll walk you through the onboarding process, which is basically setting up your Amazon Seller Central account, so on and so forth. Now, there is a sense of urgency to get started, because to be honest with you guys, we have already cut this off for the year, but we did extend it for Derek and a few other people. So because we really want to get focused with our stores that we have, because the fourth quarter is coming up, the holidays are coming up. And let me ask you guys, knowing that every year online sales have outdone offline sales during the holidays, and we have stores that hit $20,000 in a day, what do you guys think is going to happen now that we have COVID-19 for the first time during the holidays? I mean, I don't even know what it's going to be like during this holiday season, because everyone's at home. I can't even predict what it's going to be like. It's just going to be crazy. So we do want to cut this off at some point so we can really just focus with the stores that we have and get them set up and ready for our holiday strategy. So if you're going to do this, I encourage you to do it quickly, because we will be cutting this off. That's not a fear of loss sales tactic. It's just a fact of e-commerce during the holiday season. We have to get certain things prepared.
As you say that, I just had a Amazon package come to me earlier today. So
that's probably from one of our stores.
So I just want to recap. So we're looking at starting off 25,000 to get started, and we want to have at least like 5,000 for float to buy products and things of that nature to get it started.
Correct.
Okay. That's it for me. Anyone else? Definitely raise your hand, put in the chat, or just go ahead and unmute yourself.
Any questions, you guys, feel free to ask. We're definitely, Derek will tell you, we're definitely an open book. So we're very, very transparent. And that's why we log in and show you guys live, because there's a lot of people out there who talk about certain things, but they never show you anything live. So we're very transparent.
Hi, my name is Pam. I was trying to figure out, how do you decide what goes into the store? You just randomly pick?
No, we have a certain strategy that we do to get the items into the store. But again, that's nothing for you guys to worry about. That's what the staff does. You know, that's with all of our training, and we're on with the staff all the time. So there are certain techniques and strategies for deciding on what products go into your store.
Okay, so suppose I like to start the store tomorrow. How long does the actual process take?
Well,
What
that's
do you mean by the process? Like,
she means to get everything set up. Like after she makes the payment,
yeah.
how long
so
does
to
it
get
take?
everything set up, we do a first call, and I tell you which documents to have ready, and then we set up a Zoom after that. I'll help you get the store set up. Amazon can take 24 hours to approve your information, or 7 days. Some stores right now, what they're doing is they're sending postcards to verify the store. But if they just say we don't need a postcard, then next day you should be up and running.
Yeah, so anywhere from 24 hours to 7 days to a week.
Yeah, that's all on Amazon. It's not on us. That's
Right.
all. It's just the way their system works.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. And so what so one thing I had people laughing last year because I would tell people, if you don't get the store now, what's going to happen is when you go online to buy something from Amazon, you're going to wonder if it's from one of our stores, or you're going to be thinking, wow, somebody could be ordering from my store right now.
Could you just recap as far as what was it, the Match box qualified?
You mean the buy box?
Buy box, yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a? Go ahead.
It'll take us 90 days to qualify you after your first sale. Your first sale has to come in. The clock starts ticking 90 days. After the 90 days, you just got to keep good customer service, answering messages, returns, questions from the clients, no late shipments, stuff like that, and Amazon will remain you qualified for the buy box. This is nothing that you have to do. The staff does it all for you.
Thank you. One last question for me. Is there you say you about to get ready to put a cap on it? Is there a certain amount of stores that you guys kind of like manage throughout the year where, a certain number?
No, it's not really that. And I'm not sure exactly when we're going to put the cap on. I'm not sure yet. But the reason for that has nothing to do with how many we can manage. It's really more we're coming into fourth quarter really strong, and we want to really get focused.
Yeah, we're actually August 1st was when no more stores.
That's usually when we cut it off. So we've extended it because a lot of people have reached out. But we normally would cut it off then to just really get the stores ready for the fourth quarter for the holiday season.
Got you. And if someone wanted to get more than one store, would that be $25 per store?
Yeah, and also you can only have one store per entity. So if you're going to create another store, just make sure that you either have a different LLC, different EIN,
Yeah, you'd have to have different information if you wanted more than one. But yeah, we have people that have multiple stores. Like Derek, he bought more than one store as well. So, but yeah, we can work on, if someone wanted more than one store, you could reach out to me and we'll see what we can do.
Got you.
To answer your question, yeah. I mean, you're probably wondering, like, is there a little discount or something? So you can reach out to me and I can see what we could possibly do.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions, you guys? I know Mario you have to head out?
No, because me and my wife are going to go take care of something. So I'm just kind of like.
Oh, no, you can go. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
you should? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. You were just showing the stores. I'm good. Because I saw you looking at it, and I know that look when your wife is over there. So I know that look.
Yeah, I told her, like, no, I'm only going to be on for like 20 minutes. At 6:10, and she's
Right. No, go ahead.
I don't mind being on here. I'm glad to explain everything to you guys right now so that in case or when you guys get started, this way you already know, the way it is. And that's why I like to, like Bishop said, show you the stores, answer questions, and kind of just let you know the real deal.
Right. Yeah, we just like to let you guys know everything. But no, bro, you can go ahead, man. I don't want to get you in trouble, man. Go ahead.
See you guys. I hope to
right,
be
brother.
working with all of you here in the next few days.
Okay, sounds good, man.
Later, bro.
Appreciate it.